Ugh. That's all the yuck that came out of that bumper and the back of that car. So, in the lady's defense that owns the vehicle, she does live on a dirt road, so we had to get all that off of there. By the way, this is I started at about 3:30 on this car, and videotaping and everything. It's only 5 o'clock, so just to show you how quick and easy these kind of jobs are. Of course, that's all the easy part. Now we're down to the hard stuff. So now that we got her all cleaned up and we're ready to go, we're going to start focusing on the body work. And probably first, let's go ahead and remove the emblems. And I'm going to show you the seesaw motion, or the actual fishing line technique to remove those. There's several ways to do it. I just like the fishing line. By the way, I did check on these. These are the Park Assist sensors, and there's one on each corner of the vehicle. There's actually a total of 8 on the research that I did that go all the way around this car. It's part of the Honda Sensing package, and we'll talk more about those, but that's your advanced driver system. The good news is we don't have to unplug it or mess with it. And based on the research that I did, we are doing the proper repair by replacing the bumper corner. Some of these sensors actually recommend that the vehicle not be repainted over the original paint. So by us replacing the part, we'll have a nice thin coat of paint over that new part, and it should not interfere with the Honda Sensing feature that's on this vehicle. So if I was repairing this corner, which I would not suggest because that is a nightmare, but if we were to add plastic repair and then paint over that, that could actually affect this sensor and cause it to not work properly or do its job. So we're doing it right. We're still within the repair procedures, and that's on your test. Always follow the repair procedures. Very first and foremost. I'm going to show you just very briefly the fishing line technique to remove emblems that are raised like this. Obviously, it won't remove a decal like the Don Carlton little sticker there. It's not going to remove that because that's, right on the paint, but it will remove these emblems. And so I'm going to show you that technique just real quick, and then I'm going to move on to doing a little bit of body work. But I'm going to see if I can cut this off for you real quick. By the way, one of the things you're going to learn about me is I do everything, I don't stage anything. Every type of demonstration I do for you is going to be just me getting in here and doing it. And I do that because I think you're going to learn a lot more when you see me fail or mess up or something like that. So you just saw how quickly and easy that was. This is just a foam double-sided tape that's here, and it's real easy to remove by doing that. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the CRV off while I got this in my hand. Now this one is a little bit different. It's actually this one's actually 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. So I got a decision to make here. Probably what I'll do is I'll remove it, but I may go ahead and buy a new one, because once I take this loose, these are going to be all over the place and they're very difficult to put back together. So a lot of times I'll just go and buy a new emblem for this, and because it'll come on a little template that's already made for it, and I can put it, stick it back on pretty easy. Typically emblems like this only cost about 25 bucks, 27 bucks, my cost. So that one I'll probably buy new at Don Carlton. Bodywork time. So I'm going to do a little bit of body work on this lid or hatch. I want to put the camera right here where you can see how that's edge is ugly. from the impact. You can see there's damage on this side. Got a little damage on both sides now that I got it cleaned up, and probably just an insurance estimate. This is not an insurance job, by the way, but just the amount of damage that's here. This one's probably going to be about a 5-hour dent. I would beat at least 5 hours out of the adjuster on that, maybe even 6, because it's got a crease right here, and then it's got a low spot here, and then low all through here, and then there's like a ridge all across here, and then of course that whole edge is bent, and then I'm gonna have to do a little bit of work on the inside of it. So I'm just gonna do just a minute or two of me hammering dollying on that, just to show you the technique and show you the tools. So I'm gonna pull this down a little bit where you can kind of see it. Got a body hammer. Notice that body hammers are a lot cleaner on the ends. These tools are precision tools. They're not like sledgehammers. And as we get into metal straightening, I'm going to show you the techniques on how to use these. But basically, you want to try to find something that follows the contour. So with this one having a little bit of mostly a flat shape, I'm going to look at the other side and kind of compare it. And it looks like the flat edge actually works really well. So I'm going to put the flat edge inside of here, and I'm just going to slide it using my finger on here to control it. I'm going to just slightly tap on that a little bit. Basically, I'm just trying to transfer the high spots to the low spots. So I might even come in here and actually strike the inside of this a little bit. As I can see right here, I'm real low, and I'm kind of high here and then low here. So I'm going to place my flat dolly here and try to see if I can raise that up a little bit. Not too awful bad. It brought it back a little bit. As we get into metal shaping and metal finishing, you're going to learn a lot about hammers and dollies. Cleanliness of the hammerhead and contours are some of the big things we're going to talk about when we get into that area. But these are our tools. We use these quite regularly, and these are designed to move metal. You're going to also learn that actually lots of lighter blows and where we place the hammer and dolly is going to be key to you actually straightening metal. If you sit and do what we call hammer on, where you just hammer the metal on the same spot very, very hard, I'll demonstrate on this chair. When you strike that, it's actually stretching the metal. So the techniques that I want you to learn are what we call hammer off, where you're actually going to hammer off to the edge just a little bit, and then that way you can actually move this metal. Rather than just kill it. Good demonstration right here on this edge. This is double lined too. There's two thicknesses of metal right here on this, what we call a hem flange. We'll talk more about that when we get into technical metalworks. But so anyway, just a little bit of hammer and dolly work there to show you.